For as long as humanity has looked up at the night sky, we've wondered, are we alone? Civilizations across the world have always recorded strange objects in the heavens and wondered what it might be. Welcome to Unwanted Archives channel. This is the story of alien phenomenon, what we know, what we think we know, and the unanswered questions that continue to haunt us. For thousands of years, we've looked to the stars searching for answers. But perhaps the most astonishing truths are not hidden in galaxies far away, but quietly unfolding here on Earth. Because beyond sightings and testimonies lies a deeper, stranger pattern. One that suggests humanity might not just be observing the phenomenon, but interacting with it in ways we barely understand. Pilots, astronomers, soldiers, and civilian witnesses have described encounters that defy explanation. Some are illusions, some are secret aircraft, but some remain a mystery. Some researchers believe extraterrestrial intelligence may have been quietly influencing human development for thousands of years. Not through open contact, but through subtle, calculated intervention. The earliest accounts of mysterious visitors come not from modern technology, but from ancient stone. Archaeological sites from South America to the Middle East contain carvings of beings descending from the sky. Ancient myths from nearly every culture describe teachers, sky gods, or watchers who delivered knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and agriculture long before human civilizations possessed such abilities. Cave paintings in Africa show figures with elongated heads and radiant halos. Sumerian tablets describe gods descending from the sky. In India's ancient Sanskrit texts, the Vimanas, flying chariots, were said to travel with thunder and fire. In Europe, there is also a description of a celestial phenomenon over Nuremberg. A broadsheet printed in April 1561 describes numerous spheres, cylinders, and other objects in the sky appearing to engage in an aerial battle. There are also the most famous geoglyphs in Nazca, Peru, but we can find them all over the world. England, USA, Chile, Australia, as well as petroglyphs all over our planet, descripting something other than human. Were these depictions literal? Maybe symbolic? Or the early human attempt to describe something they didn't understand? Most historians interpret them as mythology. Yet, others argue that ancient people simply recorded what they saw. Modern scholars call this idea the interference hypothesis, the suggestion that alien intelligences may have guided early civilizations, steering humanity toward rapid development. When talking about alien contact, we must mention the basic classification, and here are several definitions of UFO encounters. Close encounters of the first kind is a term describing visual sighting of an unidentified flying object, UFO, that involves no other evidence. Close encounters of the second kind is a term for UFO sighting accompanied by physical evidence, such as ground impressions, scorched vegetation, radar data, debris, or effects on electronics or animals. Close encounters of the third kind is a term when there is a direct physical encounter with an alien life form. Close encounters of the fourth kind is a classification for UFO events that involves the abduction of a human being by a UFO or its occupants. Close encounters of the fifth kind is a term which refers to physical injury or healing resulting from an encounter. Close encounters of the sixth kind is defined as the death of a human or animal resulting from a UFO encounter. And the last one, close encounters of the seventh kind, is the creation of a human-alien hybrid, either through sexual reproduction or by artificial scientific methods. Seventh kind encounters term is not a recognized classification in UFO-related phenomena. It is considered the most controversial and is a continuation of the existing hierarchy of encountering types. Now, after explaining basics, let's dive in some more. While mainstream science remains unconvinced, new discoveries of anomalous artifacts, unexplained ancient technology, and sudden leaps in human evolution keep the debate alive. The modern UFO era began in 1947, when pilot Kenneth Arnold reported 9 strange, disc-like objects moving at impossible speeds over Washington state. It was his description, like saucers skipping on water, that created the term flying saucer. Only weeks later, in the same year, came the now legendary Roswell incident, where debris from a crashed object sparked decades of speculation. Was it a balloon? A military craft? Something else? Documents were classified. Reports changed over time, and the mystery only grew. In the Cold War era, mysterious sightings surged. Were they Soviet experiments, American black projects, or something beyond human technology? To answer the question, governments launched investigations. Project Blue Book in the United States analyzed over 12,000 cases. Most were explainable, but several remained unsolved. Across the world, from the United Kingdom to Russia, from Brazil to France, military pilots described objects that outpaced their aircraft, cut through radar systems, and displayed flight characteristics we still cannot replicate. Officials rarely called them aliens. They preferred a different term: unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs. The time from 1960s to the 1980s brought some of the most detailed, close encounters ever recorded. In 1967, in Shag Harbor, Canada, multiple witnesses, including police, reported a glowing craft descending into the ocean. In 1980, the Rendlesham Forest incident unfolded near a U.S. airbase in England. Military personnel reported lights, radiation, and a metallic object resting in the forest. It remains one of the most documented cases in history. In Zimbabwe, 1994, over 60 schoolchildren described the same extraordinary sighting: a craft landing and silent figures near the trees. Psychologists who interviewed the children say their stories were consistent and deeply emotional. And so on and so on. One of the most disturbing aspects of the phenomenon is the pattern of missing time reported by thousands of individuals. These people don't claim abduction at first. Instead, they describe waking up in strange places, losing entire hours, or experiencing vivid flashes of non-human environments. Psychologists have tried to explain missing time through trauma or sleep disorders. But dozens of cases reveal something far stranger: identical symbols seen by people who have never met, implant-like foreign objects found in medical scans, geometric scars appearing without injury. These shared anomalies suggest coordination, as if the phenomenon follows a consistent methodology, a purpose invisible to the public, yet undeniable to those who've lived it. Not all experts believe aliens come from distant star systems. Some argue they might not be extraterrestrial at all, but ultra-terrestrial, advanced beings already here. This theory proposes they could exist in hidden dimensions parallel to ours. They might be a civilization. millions of years older than humanity. They may only occasionally intersect with our reality. If true, UFO sightings aren't visitors from afar, but brief glimpses into a world that coexists with ours, unseen, yet endlessly aware of us. As sightings continued, science began looking outward. We now know our galaxy contains billions of planets. Many are Earth-like. Some may host conditions suitable for life. The SETI program listens for radio signals from distant civilizations. The James Webb Telescope examines the atmospheres of far-off worlds for signs of biology. And astrophysicists ask a haunting question. If the universe is so full of potential, why haven't we detected anyone yet? This puzzle is known as the Fermi paradox, the contradiction between the high probability of extraterrestrial civilizations existing and the lack of evidence or contact with them. It's a reminder that alien life might be common or extremely rare. We just don't know it. Maybe they are too far, maybe they destroyed themselves before they began to space travel. Maybe they are on the way toward us. Maybe we are not interesting to them. Maybe this, maybe that. Numerous questions stay unsolved. Having that in mind, we also come across another terminology in UFO community: the Kardashev scale of civilizations. Civilization Type 0. A civilization that is not yet on the Kardashev scale. Humanity currently falls into this category, as it still relies on fossil fuels and other limited resources for energy. Type 1, or planetary. A civilization that can harness all the energy available on its home planet, which includes managing planetary resources like weather and earthquakes. They would likely rely on renewable energy sources and advanced technologies like fusion power. Type 2, or stellar. A civilization that can harness the entire energy output of its star. This would likely involve a massive structure, such as a Dyson sphere, built around the star. Type 3, or galactic. A civilization that can harness the energy of its entire galaxy. This would involve managing and using the energy from every star, black hole, and other celestial object within the galaxy. Some scientists propose that civilizations could evolve even more, beyond the galactic stage, leading to further extensions of the Kardashev scale, such as Civilization Type 4, or universal. A civilization that can control the energy of an entire universe. Civilization Type 5, or multiverse. A civilization that controls energy across multiple universes and can manipulate alternate realities. Some extensions of the scale include even higher types, such as those that could exist beyond physical reality, or even to control entire multi-dimensions. In recent years, the conversation on UFO topic changed dramatically when the U.S. Navy released footage of objects moving in ways unknown to current aerospace technology. Instant acceleration with zero heat signature. Right-angle turns at hypersonic speeds. Silent hovering, defying gravitational pull. Some physicists believe these craft may manipulate space-time itself, bending the fabric of reality rather than moving through it. This technology suggests an intelligence so advanced that our best theories can barely scratch its surface. Then the world took notice. Government officials acknowledged something groundbreaking. Some phenomena remain unidentified, even by the world's best military analysts. These are not claims of alien spacecraft, but confirmations of real recorded anomalies. For the first time in decades, the mystery became legitimate science. So what could these objects be? Possible explanations include experimental aircraft, drones, natural atmospheric events, sensor errors, misidentified celestial objects, maybe something we know nothing about. If such technology is visiting Earth, one question becomes unavoidable. What do they want? Science cannot assume extraterrestrial origin, yet it also cannot dismiss the possibility of their existence. Humanity stands at a crossroads, aware enough to recognize the phenomenon, but not yet wise enough to understand it. The truth may be bigger than extraterrestrials, bigger than government secrecy, and bigger than anything we've imagined. And perhaps the greatest mystery of all is not what's out there, but why it's watching and interfering with us. Comment, subscribe, and follow us for more on Unwanted Archives channel.